Hi, everybody. This is Saji. Welcome to the second of four meditations on unity consciousness. I hope everybody can hear me. If so, and you're on the computer, can you just give me a shout out on the chat? Let me unmute everybody. Okay, so everybody's been unmuted. How's my sound? Everybody here?
Yeah, sounds good.
Hi. Good. All right. So, well, as everybody's probably really familiar now with these kind of meetings, the first thing I wanted to share is just to ask everybody to keep yourselves muted if you don't want to talk. So we keep the line really clear. You're going to be unmuted until the meditation. I'm going to mute everybody for the meditation, but until then, you guys are free to talk or ask questions or whatever. So, but if you're not going to be talking, just please keep yourself muted. If you're on the phone, the *6 command will mute yourself on the phone. So thank you for that. It's just a matter of courtesy for everybody so we can keep the line clear. And I want to start again with this meditation just by saying that a lot of people out there use the term light worker kind of loosely. And I mean, we take this word very seriously, and we know that if you are called to this meditation and you are present on this meditation, we know that you are a true light worker and on a path of service work for humanity. And so I really thank you for adding your energies to this project. And it's a project that's really dear to me, and we're going to get into some of these details really soon. And we've called for help for light workers because the project of integrating unity consciousness on the planet is very much a team effort. And by team, I don't just mean human beings, I mean beings of light of all realms. So which does include the human realm, ascended masters, the angelic realm, and the elemental kingdom as well. So for the first time in probably thousands of years, if not the first time ever, these four realms are collaborating together to raise consciousness on Earth. And it is very much needed as we are in the process of birthing the golden age for humanity and for the planet. So I'm going to share a little bit about myself for those who don't know who I am. And then I'm going to share a little bit about the CCD. It's the image that you have in front of you right now and how it became my passion, the focus of my service work on this planet. We're also going to talk about the meditation before we dive into it. And then we're going to have a few minutes after the meditation to share and share a couple of words before the closing of this meeting. So I'm 48 years old, and I've been acutely energy sensitive my whole life. And about 10 years ago, I began to deepen my spiritual practice when I went through the trials and tribulations of my spiritual awakening. And through this challenge, I really have developed my psychic abilities, and I moved my life to living from the perspective of my soul. And about 5 years ago, I closed down my engineering practice and shifted my focus to service work. And I've performed over 50 land healing ceremonies on 3 different continents and in a dozen different countries around the planet. And I have hundreds of hours in training in spiritual classes, and I've participated in countless light work ventures since then. But in 2013, I was offered a project that changed my life. It came in the form of an email from my good friend Omran from Mount Shasta in California. And he had received a message from Yeshua requesting to have a replica of the Christ consciousness grid in physical form on the planet. And so Omran asked for my help in this project, knowing that I have an engineering training. I was really excited, and it sounded so simple, and so I naturally just jumped at the opportunity to do more service work for the planet. And the Christ consciousness grid is an energy patterning that is around the planet, which I'll sometimes refer to as the grid. So this grid's purpose is to raise consciousness to a level of unity for change and harmony on our planet. And the project turned out to be quite challenging. We had to build this complex geometry using copper, and we had to make it big enough for people to sit in. It took 3 years to design and build. And it looks something like this for those of you who are on the computer. This is the one in Mount Shasta. and it stands 12 feet tall from tip to tip. And we called it the Christ Consciousness Device, or CCD, which I will refer to it as a CCD from here on in. So the CCD is the exact sacred geometry replica of the Christ Consciousness Grid, and it is in direct resonance with it. And unity consciousness and Christ consciousness is the same thing. It's just that the Christ light is the main energy that flows through the grid at all times. And that's why the grid is often referred to as the Christ consciousness grid. And this is what it looks like. That's how it appears to me. So you have the planet and you have the exact same geometry, which is the sacred geometry around the planet. So as I said, I'm really passionate about integrating unity consciousness for humanity and for our beloved planet. And I believe it is my life mission to do so. And I believe, as I was often told by Yeshua and Metatron, that it is one of the most important works that is happening on the planet right now. And in doing so, in integrating this energy, we are literally building the foundation for the new era that we just entered in December 12th, 2012, which is called the Golden Age. I've worked extensively with Yeshua and Metatron, as I said, to build 3 of these CCDs that are on the planet right now. And Yeshua has reminded me throughout this venture that integrating the unity consciousness on the planet is very important work, and nothing gets my passion flowing any more than hearing how the integration of this energy, the unity consciousness energy, is making progress and is at the very base of this progress is each individual's own evolution. Then hearing how these people greatly benefited from meditating in one of these 3 devices really inspired me to create a home version that's a bit smaller, which is what we have on the screen now. So we've had a really good response with these devices, and it would be really incredible to be able to create this factory where we would be building all sorts of these factories. Excuse me. Just going to clear some lines a little bit. Okay. So as I was saying, it would be really interesting to build a factory to be able to supply all the demand that we've received for these devices. And to do so, we've launched a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo. And we're asking for the community's help to support us and be able to launch this factory to be able to supply the demand for these products. And you would be supporting this project, and by doing so, you'd be further integrating unity consciousness. If you are interested in one of these CCD meditation devices, you can simply go on the Indiegogo page and pre-order one for yourself, or do as we're seeing a lot of people doing who believe in this cause as much as I do, to make a donation for the project. And when you're on that page on Indiegogo, you'd see a lot of great videos about the project. You'd see also a lot of information about the Christ Consciousness Grid that is around the planet. So more on that later, but right now I really want to get into our service work and into the details of the ceremony. So for our work today, which I've already prepared a sacred space for our work, and I've already called in the elements. And we do have a special focus on the element of fire today. And we're using the fire element because we will be firing up our passion for unity consciousness and transforming into light obstacles or obstructions to allow the concept of unity to take hold on the planet. So please know that even though we won't be specifically calling in the elementals, they will be assisting us today with a special attention from the fire elemental. So I hope that you've prepared with your cornerstone of your desires for unity on the planet. And I just want to pause here and make sure that everybody's got their piece of paper and they did a bit of a reflection on which of these cornerstones or which of their desires they would want to integrate on the planet. So if you're on a computer, just give me a shout out. Let me know that you've got your paper, you got something written down. If you don't, I can give you guys a little bit of a couple of these qualities, and maybe you can choose 1 or 2. Okay, so we got Juliet answered. She's got it. That's great. So I'm just going to list a couple of these cornerstones, and you can choose one if you don't have, and write it down on your piece of paper, because this is pretty much the crux of the work we will be doing. So what I have listed here as suggestions is courtesy, equality, harmony, love, acceptance, allowance, kindness, and sharing. So if you don't have one for yourself, any one of those called out, I'll name them again, and you can write that on your piece of paper and keep it really close to your heart for the work we will be doing. So again, the list I have as suggestions is courtesy, equality, harmony, love, acceptance, allowance, kindness, and sharing. Okay, so I'll assume everybody's got something down. And so what we're going to be doing for this work, we're really going to be using the concept of be the change that you want on the planet. So I want you to hold these desires, either one or several, whichever you have, within you throughout the meditation. And your passion for this change will be powered up, and you will get the opportunity to send this energy to the planet in the second part of the meditation. So also we will be using the element of fire following the meditation to send this energy out more directly on the planet. And we're going to get more into those details after the meditation. So you should also have with you either a printed picture of the CCD or the CCD itself. As I said, the CCD is in direct resonance with the grid around the planet, and it will be drawing in the Christ light energy for you during this meditation. And if you don't have the printed picture, if you only have the printed picture, that's okay. It still represents sacred geometry of the grid, and it also will be assisting in bringing in energy to you. So don't worry if you don't have the 3D version. The printed picture is also going to serve you well. And I also hope that you've taken a few moments to look at the videos that we sent of the spinning geometries. There's one of the spinning CCD and one of the grid with the planet, the grid spinning around the planet. Now, the idea behind this was to allow you to be more familiar with the geometry and to really get a grip on its 3D aspects, because we will be traveling through this geometry, through the grid during the meditation. So I also want to mention that this meditation has been pre-recorded because I want to actively participate in the service work, and I prefer it this way because otherwise I have a lot of my attention on guiding the meditation and not enough on the work to my liking. So once the work is done, as I said, don't hang up the phone. We will come back together for some sharing as a group. Now, as I've mentioned, the meditation is in 2 parts. The first part, we will be working on the personal level. So since we're talking about the Christ light flowing in the grid, this is directly related to the threefold flame in the heart. So for those who are not familiar with the threefold flame, I have an image up on the computer. And the threefold flame is an energy form in the heart chakra that embodies the divine love, which is the pink flame, divine wisdom, the yellow flame, and divine power, which is the blue flame. And all 3 of these flames will be amplified by the Christ light when we will be in the grid. But more importantly, what we're looking for is for them to be, to come more into balance. So we're not really looking so much to grow them or to amplify them. We're really looking for balance. So that is the work that we will be working on the personal level. And during the meditation, I will read a passage from Archangel Metatron. It was a channeled passage regarding the threefold flame during the meditation. So all you need to do right now is just be aware of this threefold flame in your heart chakra. And if you want to get a mental picture of it in your mind, that's great. And the rest, it's all going to be guided during the meditation. So don't worry if you're not an expert on this. Now, in the second part of the meditation, the cool part is this is where we're going to be working as a team. We're going to be working in the collective. And our work is going to be to bring the concepts of unity consciousness to the earth and to help the planet and humanity evolve towards unity consciousness itself. So we really want to anchor in the concepts and allow the planet to and humanity to evolve towards unity consciousness. And I think this one will be really fun. I think so, at least. I had a great time recording it. I felt really pumped. And by the way, I mean, these meditations are channeled. And I just want to share with you that it's not me inventing this meditation. I go into meditation and I connect with Yeshua and Metatron, and I follow their guidance to prepare the service work that we are going to do. And as I said, when I was recording it, I was just pumped up, and the fire elementals are really giddy and excited. So I hope you guys are going to feel the same thing. And I also want to mention that Yeshua and Metatron are also very present during this meditation. So their energy is there to guide us and uplift us as well. So I'd like you to focus on the geometry now that's in front of you, and I put it up on the screen as well. So what you see is a stellated dodecahedron. So it is a dodecahedron with 12 points or stellations added to it. And I want you to imagine that each rod of copper on the CCD is a flow of the white rose Christ light. So the Christ light is an energy flow, and it looks like white, and it has a slight tint of rose in it. And this Christ light energy flows, when it does flow in this particular sacred geometry pattern, it is the Christ consciousness grid. So this is the first flow of energy that we will be going into during the meditation. So imagine that for a few seconds, if you will, just 2 or 3 seconds. Just imagine traveling through this geometry. Like if the rod of copper was a flow of energy, and just imagine yourself traveling through that flow of energy. Okay, so like I said, we will be doing that. So I just want you to have that mental picture in your mind before we begin the meditation. Now, in the second part of the meditation, we will be going to the points. So this is the first part, we're going through the grid. And in the second part, you see all those points. We're going to be heading towards that. And there is a spinning vortex of light that's generated at the center of the CCD. And 12 beams of light shoot out of the vortex, and they leave the CCD at the points. And it looks something like this, which we have an image on the computer. If you're not on the computer and you're on the phone, just imagine from the center of that geometry, 12 beams of light just shoot outwards, and they leave the CCD at the points. So through these beams, there is a different flow of energy. And these are the streams that we will be going through in the second part of the meditation. So just again to recap, in the first part, we will be flowing through the grid as it is without the beam. So just the energy flows that create that sacred geometry. That's the streams of energy we're going through in the first part. And in the second part, we will be going to the points, and we will be entering these beams to integrate that unity consciousness on the planet. Okay, just want to make sure everybody can visualize that, okay? Give me a shout out on that chat box. Thumbs up. Hope we're all good. So one last time, just to visualize it, we have the flows of the CCD. That's part one. And then part two, we will be migrating to the points, and we will be entering one of these beams of light that are showering energy down to the planet. Okay, looks like everything's good. We got a couple of yes on that. Thank you very much. Okay, so before we're ready to go, I just want to make sure, any last questions? Make sure everybody's unmuted. I'm looking for any questions. If not, we're good to go. Okay, looks like we're all clear. Thank you very much. And okay, 2 more notes before we start. I'm going to mute everybody now. And I just want to mention that I do talk about spirit guides, and I don't want it to be specifically what we refer to as a spirit guide for everybody. Whatever a being of light you work with and guide you, or it could be just God in general or a source. I mean, that's fine. Whatever you work with, you feel comfortable with. I mean, let that guide be there with you. We are going into some pretty powerful energy, so it's really important to be assisted throughout the work that we will be doing. And then two last things. I just want to do a volume check. So I'm going to play a bit of music. I've adjusted the volume on my end. You'll have I'll give you 5 or 10 seconds to adjust the volume on your end. This should be pretty much the volume of the recorded meditation. Okay, so I hope everybody's set and ready to go. Last thing that we need to do, I hope everybody has their candle. So to start our ceremony, it is important to symbolize it by lighting the candle. So go ahead and do that now. I'm lighting my candle. And begin by holding your intent that we are entering in a ceremony and service work. All right, that's all good. Okay, so we're ready to start. So while I start the meditation, I want you to take maybe just a minute, make sure that your body is comfortable. We will be in meditation for approximately 20 minutes. And once you're settled in, just take your 3 standard deep breaths and clear your mind and prepare to go inward. Have a great meditation, everybody.
With your eyes open, bring your attention to the sacred geometry of the CCD. Now close your eyes and imagine the same geometry around the whole planet. This is the Christ consciousness grid. Notice how the vortex of the grid coincides with the Earth's core. This will look like a ball of golden light to you. Now send a cord of light from the base of your spine all the way down to the Earth's core. This is your grounding cord. Feel like you're diving down through the Earth, taking your cord with you. Take your time and draw it all the way down. When you see the ball of light, dive into it and connect your cord. Make your connection permanent. I like to grow roots out of my grounding cord. You can use any means you wish. You can sew it in, tie it in, drop an anchor, or wrap it all around. Whatever works best for you to make sure you will stay connected with the Earth at all times. Now start drawing up a ball of golden light through your grounding cord. As it rises, it widens your cord and strengthens it. Feel the power of this golden ball as it makes its way up to you at the surface. As this light reaches the base of your spine, send it throughout your whole body, nurturing you from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. Feel the increased stability. Feel your energy uplifting. Continue to raise your energy. This feels like you're lifting up, rising, and rising. As your frequency rises, you begin to resonate with the frequencies of the Christ light. This energy is white with a tint of rose in it. A wave of Christ light energy washes over you. Synchronize yourself with this energy. Another wave washes over you. And another. and another, and another, until it is a constant flow. The Christ light now enters your spiritual body, which resonates with this frequency. The energy continues down to enter and fill your mental body, purifying your thoughts and aligning them with unity consciousness. The energy continues. It works its way down to fill your emotional body, allowing emotions to flow freely and in full alignment with unity consciousness. The Christ light then reaches your physical body, and you feel sparkles of energy throughout all of your cells. Your entire being is now awash in the white rose Christ light energy. You're fully aligned with unity consciousness. Call on your spirit guide now. See your guide appear in front of you in loving glory. As you take hold of your guide's hand, your energy rises even more. Your guide is taking you to the Christ consciousness grid around the earth. As you float upward, your energy expands even more. Off in the distance, the energy flows of the grid begin to come into focus. See the flowing rivers of liquid Christ light that form the sacred geometry. Getting closer and closer, you now feel the softness of this white rose light. The most nurturing love energy washes over you as you are now right next to the grid. Do not enter just yet. Pause here for a moment. Sense how wonderfully peaceful and soothing this energy feels. See if you can get a sense of the size of this stream of light. It is so big, it looks like a wall of light even though the stream is circular. While waiting next to the stream, I want to share with you a few words from Metatron about the Christ light and the threefold flame. Please feel these words as I read them to you. Because it is the Christ light you are bringing in here, whichever of the flames need the most enhancement, that is where the light will go, to the flames in the heart, the threefold flame. If a person needs more power, it will enhance their power as they are ready. If they need more love, that is what will be enhanced. If they need more wisdom, then it will go there. So all of the three flames are stimulated, but the stimulation is to enhance the balance and ability to hold all three in balance. This is all a part of the human evolution, having the three main qualities of the Christ light in a working order. For that to happen, most people have to spend years and years clearing out anything that blocks these flames and their light. So by having these flames directly stimulated in the flows of the grid, it means faster evolution. More clearing may have to be done in their lives so that their entire life will resonate with these energies of the Christ light. Before we move into the grid, I want you to bring the cornerstone of your desire for unity to the forefront of your awareness. How will it feel if your desires are made reality on the planet? Cultivate that feeling. Once inside the grid, we will begin by enhancing each heart flame one at a time. Then you will receive an infusion of the Christ light as a whole to balance your threefold flame and the ability to hold them in balance. So assisted by your guide, step into the flow now. Imagine you're stepping into a warm current of soft loving energy. Within this current are flames of transmutation. Begin with the pink flame excitingly tumbling around in a multitude of vortexes. They are stimulating the pink flame of love in your heart. Tune into this work now. Sense the excitement, the fun and the passion of the fire elementals enhancing your pink flame. Allow yourself to be amused while floating through the grid filled with the pink flame of love. Get a sense of your enhanced pink flame of love in your heart. The fire elementals now switch frequency to resonate with the flame of wisdom. See the flame vortexes turn to yellow and sense the stimulation now resonating with the yellow flame of wisdom in your heart. Enjoy this enchanting dance with the fire elementals as your flame of wisdom is uplifted and expanded. Get a sense now of your enhanced yellow flame of wisdom in your heart. The fire elementals again switch frequencies to resonate with the flame of power. Now the flame vortexes turn to blue. And sense the stimulation now resonating with the blue flame of power in your heart. Enjoy this delightful dance with the fire elementals as your flame of power is uplifted and expanded. Get a sense of your enhanced blue flame of power in your heart. While the energy flow in the grid shifts to a white color with a tint of rose, which is the Christ light, tune in with the entire threefold flame in your heart. Sense the Christ light balancing your threefold flame. See if you can sense which one needs amplification and which one needs to be toned down. Allow for this Christ-light attunement of your threefold flame and enjoy again your excursion through these warm flows of white rose energy in the grid. Okay, take a moment now to let that attunement settle within your heart. Notice the improved ability you now have to maintain these three main qualities of the Christ light in balance. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to move to the collective part of our work now. Follow your guide to a stellation point of the grid, any one of the 12 beams of light going in and going out of the stellations. As you reach one of the beams, don't go in it just yet. Get a sense of the sheer size and power of these beams. The energy here feels very different. The gentle streams have changed to torrents of Christ light. See if you can't get a sense of these white rose beams hurtling towards Earth. As a human being, you have a privileged status. You have the special ability to bridge the energy between spirit and matter. You will be using these abilities now. Before we step into the beam, focus again on your cornerstone for unity on the planet. Build up your passion and excitement for this. Now hold on to this elation, because we will need it for the next minute or two. Now, we call on Saint Germain and the violet flame of transmutation. See the beams of light turn into the violet frequency and picture the beams going all the way down to the core of the earth. Assisted by your guide, step into the beams now. Sense the violet flame energy moving through you and being modulated to resonate with the frequencies of the physical plane. The core of the earth is being powered up by the violet flame. Sense the powers of transmutation percolating within the planet. The enthusiasm for change is building. The spinning violet flame vortex is getting stronger. It's growing bigger. It is expanding towards the surface, clearing away anything that opposes the energy of unity consciousness. It is transforming these blockages back into usable unity consciousness energy. As the expanding vortex of violet flame approaches the surface, infuse your unity cornerstone into the beams of light. From your heart, use the virtues of love, wisdom, and power of your threefold flame to power up and radiate that cornerstone into the beam. See waves of energy leaving your heart and racing towards the earth. Your energy is assisting the recycling of blockages back to usable unity consciousness energy, which is now infused with love, wisdom, power, and all the unity cornerstone concepts of our group. See the planet now completely engulfed in this vortex of transmuting violet flame, creating unity consciousness for the whole planet. Unity energy accessible to all humans. And see the entire planet now celebrating in joy and harmony as unity is awash throughout the land. Okay, step out of the beam now and follow your guide back into the regular streams of the grid. Wow. What a rush of energy. Watch the violet flame slowly recede now. The 12 beams return to the normal white rose frequency of the Christ light, and the violet flame vortex shrinks back down to the size of the Earth's core, and finally extinguishes itself. That was fantastic work. And now it's time to relax, a well-earned rest. So let yourself be carried through the grid by the gentle energy flows. And take this moment to let your energy settle following that intense work. Let your energy gently return to your natural frequency. Allow the excess charge to leave your space and go into the Christ-light flows of the grid. Before we leave the grid, enjoy one last infusion of Christ light, one last special gift to bring back with you to the physical realm, just for yourself. Okay, prepare to leave the grid now. Exit the grid and slowly float back down to your body, which has been waiting for you in total safety. See yourself gently approaching the surface of the earth. As you re-enter your body, bring your awareness to the new level of Christ-light energy in your system. Take a moment to again spread this light to every cell of your physical body. And set your intention to carry this energy with you wherever you go and to infuse it in everything you do. Now slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, but keep your eyes closed for a few more seconds. While coming back to full physical awareness, send yourself some gratitude for taking the time to do this important service work. Now sense the gratitude coming to you from your guides and other masters of light for the very real and very wonderful work you have just completed. Come back fully now and open your eyes when you are ready. Our work is done. And thank you for adding your special energy and anchoring the concepts of unity consciousness on this planet.
right, I hope everybody is back and opened lines so we can have a bit of a discussion. So again, if you want to keep yourself muted until you want to share your experience or you want to talk to the group, that would be appreciated. And I hope everybody had a wonderful journey. I know I feel really excited. Every time I do this meditation, I feel so, it's almost like a sporting event. There's just so much excitement going on. It's crazy. Does anybody want to share their experience with the group? If they picked up on anything or how that felt?
Hi, Saji. This is Lorene. Can you hear me?
Hi, Lorene. Yeah. Nice to hear you again.
Thank you. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I'm just floating on the love and it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, happy to have you here. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to share their experience or how they're feeling or whatever their desires were for unity? Everybody feel the excitement? I don't know about you guys, but when it was time to kind of relax and it flows, I was really happy. It's like my shoulders just relaxed and fell away. It feels really intense to me. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Well, as I mentioned earlier, our job is not quite done. We still have a little bit of work to do. And Anyan using the fire elementals to burn the paper on which we have written the cornerstone for unity consciousness on the planet, whichever one you have chosen. And so we are going to burn the paper, and many people associate burning with destruction, but that's not entirely true. And we don't want to be destroying unity cornerstones here. The fire element is really an energy of transmutation, not destruction. So by burning the paper, we will be transforming your desires from the written physical form out into the energetic realm. And remember that the energy form must take hold first, then it can be made manifest in the physical planet. So that's what we are doing when we are burning. So I want you to hold that intent of transforming using the fire element. We're transforming your desires into an energy form by burning the physical paper. And to power it up, we're going to use your passion. So your passion for unity should be all fired up already. So fire up that passion even more before you burn your paper, okay? And please, of course, make sure that you are back to full awareness before you do this, and make sure that you're in a safe place so you don't burn anything but the paper. And please, I always use a metal bowl to burn my paper. It's always safer that way. And like we did last week, what you can do then is bring your bowl outside and then call on the air elementals and spread your ashes to the wind and feel your desires being communicated to the universe by the element of air. So I want to share a little bit more about the Indiegogo campaign. And what I'm finding really interesting is we're seeing a lot of donations for the project, which I wasn't expecting at all. And to be honest, I didn't even know that you could make donations on that platform, but it turns out that you can. And so what we were hoping is to get a lot of people to want to own a CCD and to host those energies, not only for themselves, but for humanity. And that is happening. But we're seeing also a lot of support coming in through through donations. And that is, for me, that is really moving, and it's extremely helpful. And it seems that many people do believe in this project, and they are helping out financially. And so I just kind of wanted to share that with everybody and let you know that if you do believe in unity consciousness and you want to help the integration here on Earth, And donations are another way to go for doing this. And everybody does benefit from these activities. So any way you want to lend your energy to the project by doing the service work, by either purchasing a CCD and hosting these energies, or simply by doing a donation. I mean, everything is wonderful help, and we, like I said, it is a team effort, and the more the merrier, because as I always say, the more the light workers, the merrier the planet. So if you do want to go and make a donation for this project and for creating that Unity Consciousness Factory, you can go to Sagicor.com and click on the button that says Learn More, and that's going to bring you to the Indiegogo page. And on the Indiegogo page, you're going to see a pink button that says Back It on it. And then you click on that, and that's going to take you either that you can purchase a CCD or just enter the amount that you like to donate. And as we've mentioned before, if you do want to make a donation, do not enter decimals because the system does not accept the decimals. And I also want to announce that just this morning, we began offering an even deeper discount on the CCDs, and they really started to move, which is very interesting and really exciting. And there are different levels of these discounts, and the quantities are limited on them. So if you are interested in one, it might be time to go have a look at that page and act fast, because these are getting scooped up pretty quickly. And also, as I mentioned before, while you're on the page, do have a look at the videos, because they are pretty educational. And there's especially that one where Yeshua is explaining the Christ consciousness grid in his own words. So it's a channel that is narrated by Omran, and the information comes through that I find it really moving, and I listen to it often, even 5 years down the road, I'm still listening to it. And sometimes you can also use it as a meditation. So enjoy that. There's a lot of material on that page, and like I said, the CCDs are only available on the Indiegogo page, and they are really discounted right now, and the campaign ends on November 30th. So as I mentioned, any action you take to help integrate Unity Consciousness, which is either by hosting a device or just giving a donation or doing these service work meditations, everything is really appreciated. And the more people we can get involved, the better it is for humanity and for the whole planet. So bring your friends, and our next meditation is on Wednesday, November the 14th. Same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and the element then will be water for free-flowing emotions. So I hope to see you all there again. And this meditation is recorded. It's going to be sent out through email, the link on the YouTube channel. And while you're there, you can subscribe to that channel, because we will be posting more and more information videos on there. So remember to burn your paper. And thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great evening.
You too. Good night.
Night, everybody.
Thank
you.
Good night, everyone.
Night.